Hey guys, YouTube Urban Hunter here. Alright, and now continuing with these classic monster movie reviews. Now here I am with a review for The Invisible Man. So, yeah, I think this may actually be the film that actually did, like, really kind of scare me. I mean, yeah, just the idea, the thought of this idea is just, like, really, like, frightening, really. I mean, can you imagine if something like this really happened? I mean, just an insane scientist who, like, makes himself invisible, and, like, once he, like, takes off, like, everything that makes you actually able to see him, you just have no idea where he is, and he's just, like, completely maniacal. I mean, yeah, just the thought of this idea is just like really frightening, and this may be actually the one that really did like pretty kind of scare me because I mean it's just like a really frightening concept. But yeah, this was definitely like a really good, maybe even great movie. I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean it definitely does give like that chilling feel, like that big frightening chill to it with the concept. And yeah, it is just like a really like yeah, it's real done really well. I mean, yeah, just the way of his look, how he's really mysterious, is just like really chilling. And yeah, once you actually finally like see what he really is, I mean, it is just like a real frightening image just to see. I mean, you can like he's basically just like real like mad scientist really, and yeah, he's just like threatening other people, and he's just like on a rampage. It's just like a really uh, like bone chilling story, and yeah, it definitely is like a really good to great film. I mean, you have some really good performances in this film. I mean, Claude Rains is just really great as the Invisible Man. I mean, just his voice is just like real like chilling, and yeah, he just has like that really intimidating voice, and plus the maniacal laugh just makes it like even more or like real creepy and just really chilling. Just yeah, he just like is basically like a Joker style laugh. It is just like real maniacal and evil, and yeah, Claude Rains is just like he's really great as the Invisible Man, and yeah, everybody else in this film is pretty good. I mean, Gloria Stewart, William Harrigan, Henry Travers, and stuff. Yeah, if I have like one of my gripes with the film is like with the character like Mrs. Hall. I mean, just like the way she just like screams, her screams are just like really annoying in this film, and I just like was like getting really irritated with them. I actually had to like mute it whenever she would scream because it just got so annoying. But yeah, that's really like like my only like huge gripe with the film. I mean, you don't really think of anything else about it that really wasn't very good. I mean, it definitely like had, like I said, a very good story to it. I mean, it's basically like the story for this film is really just like the Invisible Man is like a scientist is that actually like the way he became invisible really was like kind of like an accident really. It was like he was just like doing a series of tests, and yeah, it just like ended up like making him invisible after like something ended up going wrong. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, it is just like yeah, I mean just imagine this. I mean, there's like this evil man on a rampage, and yeah, he's just going around killing people, and you just cannot see where he is. I mean, can you just like imagine if there was like someone like this in your house, just like you had have no idea where he is. He could be anywhere, and just he kills you, and you won't even know where he is. It is just like really like intimidating, and it really is like a pretty scary idea. Yeah, and a real scary thought. Well, yeah, so yeah, this actually does like the job of actually like being like scary to it. Yeah, because a lot of the other films that well, yeah, the other films that I've already reviewed in these reviews really haven't really been that scary. But yeah, with this one, with like the concept actually like being really intimidating and stuff, or just the real scary thought, this actually does do the job of like actually being kind of scary. And yeah, this is just like does it really well. And yeah, this is just like a pretty good, great movie. I would give this probably, I don't know. I guess I would give this probably 3.5 stars out of 4. I mean, yeah, probably the reason why I cut it down so short to like 3.5 stars rather than like 3.75 is just because this is like a pretty short film once again. I mean, this film was only about like an hour and 10 minutes. So yeah, if this film was actually like a feature length film, like if it was like an hour and a half or longer stuff, I could have probably given this like even higher. But just because like it is pretty short, that's why the rating is like really not like what probably I would like rate a great film like 3.75 or 4 stars and stuff. So yeah, that's probably the main reason why. And plus, like it doesn't quite like hit the Frankenstein standards. I mean, I remember I said before Frankenstein was pretty short, but yeah, that one was just like told the story like really, really well and stuff, and it was just like a really great film and yeah and stuff. Yeah, while this one is good too, it really doesn't quite hit that standards. I don't think. But yeah, this is still like a really good film nonetheless, and yeah, a really bone chilling premise and concept for this. So yeah, it was like a really good stuff, and it really did do its job pretty well. All right, so yeah, let me just get right into it. Yeah, like I said, it is just about like an hour and 10 minute film. So yeah, the plot for this is like pretty simple, really. So I'm probably just gonna skim right through it once again, and because yeah, it is like a really simple plot. So the movie opens on like a snowy night, and it shows like there's this mysterious man who's really just like his face is totally covered in bandages, and his eyes are like covered by some dark goggles that he's wearing, and he like is renting a room at the Lion's Head Inn in like a village in Sussex, and as he's shown to his room, he's just like has the demand to really be left alone these days. And it's showing that as time is going on, it's showing that he is like really like doing some scientific research while he's in his room, and he really does not want anyone to disturb him. But yeah, as he's there, like he ends up like really making a really big mess in the room, and also he's was like falling behind on his rent for the room, and so then like the innkeeper and his wife are like gonna try to throw him out, but as they like the innkeeper was like trying to like pack his stuff up up he just like threw the innkeeper out of the room and down the stairs, and then the police end up getting summoned, and when they confront him, he then like reveals his true self to everyone, and then it's showing that he is like really invisible and stuff, and yeah, he then like has that real maniacal laugh, and then yeah, he eventually ends up like taking off like all of his clothes, and then like he was just like completely invisible, and no one really did know where he was at all, and then he was just then like escaping through the window of the room, and then like just toying with a bunch of people and just knocking them down and stuff, like stealing a bike and then throwing it on the people and stuff. Yeah, he was just like really like being like really mysterious and just like really maniacal, and nobody really knew where he was and stuff. So yeah, he was of course like giving unexpected attacks to people and stuff. Yeah. And it's eventually revealed that this invisible man is like a scientist, no, Dr. Jack Griffin, and he became invisible because he was conducting a series of tests that really did involve like monocaine, which was like a real like obscure drug, and then like his fiance Flora Cranley, and her father, Dr. Cranley, who was like Dr. Griffin's employer, they were like really like distraught because up to this point he like really was like absent and stuff and nowhere to be seen for a long time, and then they like knew that he had become invisible now. Yeah. And then, like, Craney's, Dr. Cranley's assistant, Dr. Kemp, is, like, searching through Dr. Griffin's laboratory, and then they found, like, a note in a cupboard, and then, after they read it, like, it showed that, that monocaine was on a list of chemicals, and then, like, it was, like, revealed that an injection of the monocaine actually made a dog driven mad. And then, like, Dr. Griffin didn't really seem aware of it. And then he actually did learn about monocaine in some English books that he actually printed up before his incident when he became invisible. And then, like, later on that night, it turned out that Dr. Griffin actually was, like, in Dr. Kemp's home. And then he ended up just basically forcing Dr. Kemp to really, like, become his partner for this plan that he had to dominate the world. And then, like, he had, when this plan it involved, like, committing some murders here and there, as he said. Yeah. And then, yeah, he made Dr. Kemp drive him back to the inn to retrieve all of his books on the invisibility process. And after he retrieved his books, he then, like, discovered that the police were really, like, talking about what to do about the Invisible Man. But yeah, there was one cop that really did believe that just everybody talking about the Invisible Man, this whole thing was a hoax. Yeah. And after Dr. Griffin ended up securing his book, he then ended up like the people like discovered that the Invisible Man was back there, and then yeah, it turned into like a big scene, and then yeah, it just caused like a real commotion in the inn, and eventually Dr. Griffin ended up like killing the cop. Yeah. And a bit later on, like Kemp finally then just figured out like what Dr. Griffin really was all about, and he really was just like he'd gone mad. And then yeah, Dr. Kemp ended up like calling Dr. Cranley and the police for help, telling them that the Invisible Man was in his home. And then yeah, Flora then just went along to Kemp's with her father. Yeah, and then yeah, once they arrived, then like Dr. Griffin like really like was acting like more placid, and then yeah, they were just like talking with each other, but then eventually he, he like Dr. Griffin then eventually discovered that the police were there, and then Kemp really did like turn on him, and then eventually he just made a promise to Kemp that the next night at 10 o'clock Kemp will die. Yeah. And then, yeah, Dr. Evan just ended up escaping, and then he just ended up, like, went on a killing spree, really, and was just killing, like, so many people. He caused a train to really derail, and, yeah, it just ended up, like, killing, like, 100 people. Yeah. And, yeah, he was just, like, killing a bunch of people a bunch of different ways, like, throwing people off a cliff and just doing a whole bunch of other stuff to kill people. Yeah. And then it just later like resulted in the police ended up offering a reward for any person that can come up with any kind of way to catch the Invisible Man. And then yeah, because of the promise that Dr. Griffin made to Kemp, then the chief detective that was in charge of the search decided to use Kemp as bait to lure Dr. Griffin and for him. So since that he felt that he Dr. Griffin would actually like follow up on the promise to kill Kemp, and yeah, he just ended up like devising a bunch of traps for Dr. Griffin to fall into. And then the police just ended up then disguising Dr. Kemp in a police uniform, and then yeah, they were just like having him drive his car away from the house, and then eventually then like it was revealed that Dr. Griffin was actually hiding in the back of the car, and then he ended up like attacking Kemp, and then he tied him up in the front seat, and then Dr. Griffin then just ended up causes the car to fall down a steep hill and off a cliff, and then the car just ended up like exploding on impact. Yeah. And then yeah, as Dr. Griffin was then looking for some shelter, he then decided to sleep in a barn. But then the farmer then could like hear the snoring in the barn, and then he saw the hay Dr. Griffin was sleeping in and was starting to move. And then he then went to the police and told them that the Invisible Man was in the barn. And then the police ended up like surrounding the barn, and then they set it on fire. And then yeah, Dr. Griffin tried to escape, but then the police like saw Dr. Griffin's footprints in the snow, and then they ended up like shooting Dr. Griffin, and then yeah, it ended up like mortally wounding him, and eventually Dr. Griffin was ended up like being taken to the hospital, and it was revealed that as Dr. Griffin would die, his body would then become visible again. And then as Dr. Griffin was dying, like Flora was like at his bedside, and he was just telling Laura that he was messing with something that really he shouldn't have, and it really just should have been left alone. And then he ended up dying, and then it showed that his body then became visible again, and that's how it ended. So yeah, this film actually like did actually have like a pretty like legit ending here. It's not like the other a lot of the other films where, like I said before, the ending just was really abrupt. But I'm glad it didn't like just end with the cops just ended up shooting him and he dies like right away, and then it ended. I'm glad that they actually did like give this like a proper ending and not have it be so abrupt. Like have it be like there's like a scene after he gets shot, and then yeah, just have it be like he's on the hospital bed, and then like slowly dying, and he eventually does, and then with his body becoming visible again. So I'm glad that they actually gave this a proper ending rather than like another abrupt one like the ones that I've already reviewed. So yeah, I'm glad to see that. So like I said, 3.5 stars out of 4. If it would have been longer, I probably could have been able to give it higher. But yeah, just because like it's not really like because I just feel like it's good and nothing else. Just because of the relatively short running time this movie has, that it kind of has like the rating that really probably wouldn't really be classified as a great film. But for what it is like for us how long the film is and what it does, it is still like a pretty good to great film for the time it has. But yeah, if it was just yeah the 3.5 star rating is just because of how relatively short it really is, but it is still a good film. So I just do still recommend this film if you haven't seen it before. Like you'll definitely like if you do like scary movies and stuff, like this is a good one. And yeah, like I said, it just has a really like scary concept to it. So yeah, definitely recommend it for any like fan of scary movies. Alright, so yeah, that does it for my review of The Invisible Man. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.